Well, when we read out this screenplay, the room was full of laughter, and at the end it was full of tears. And you couldn't hope for any better combination, really.
I remember when I was doing the first draft, I was very anxious about getting it right, more anxious than I usually am. It's odd, I'm adapting War and Peace at the moment, and it's just a breeze, you know, I'm not anxious at all.
If I can just have a beer and a little bit of bread and milk with salt on it, I might be able to bring myself to bear on this steaming pile of Welsh whimsy.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, nurse.
Often, you look at writers' lives, and what do? They sit down and write. And the actual act of writing, to be to be absolutely brutally honest, is not necessarily very dramatic. But there was something in this story and the context of it that was fascinating and became something that was worth making into a film.
It's the story of a lot of people, isn't it? I mean, I kind of understand because I'm Irish, you know. How did one leave that world of Larne and travel to New York and become a huge celebrity?
Dylan!
God, though I love this ride. I love this fabulous, filthy city.
The difficulty, in a way, is to keep an element of joy and wonder in the script, which was what you want people to get from the poetry, when you're also getting a lot about a guy who is ill, panicky, broke, disillusioned, his marriage is falling apart, and he's killing himself with drink, arguably.
He's very real. You know, he's funny, he's light, he's very dark, he's sometimes not that pleasant. Sometimes he, you know, drinks too much. And there's a reality in the film that I think we're all quite proud of, you know.
Dylan! Where are you?
I think the childhood flashbacks that I put in are absolutely crucial. You have to see him as this sweet little boy who, with a kind of vision of how wonderful the world is.
Yes, all right. You win. You always win.
You see him madly in love with his life. I mean, she was the great love of his life.
Wouldn't you like to live there?
Yes, that would be very nice.
We're celebrating his life and his work as much as we're showing a very sad story of a man practically killing himself.
Tell us again how you met Man.
Well, I walked in the pub and there she was, the end.
I was so pleased we got Tom Hollander to play Dylan because he's somebody who besides being a terrific actor, has got that kind of charm and sweetness about him that Dylan had. And to see somebody who you're going to love on screen kind of plummeting downhill is going to be very moving, I think.
I wasn't always like this, you know. I used to be such a lovely little boy.
His performance in this film is extraordinary. Without that performance, there isn't a film. He's at the centre of it. And he just so inhabits that role and so took it on and so took up that challenge. You know, he put weight on, he transformed himself utterly. And actually transformed himself twice because, of course, he plays our Dylan at 38, 39, and our Dylan 7 years prior to that, where he is much more hopeful and younger and youthful and happier. And I think it's quite an extraordinary performance. And I hope people just look at that flawed character, you know, like everybody, he was flawed. But, you know, had an incredible talent.